Good afternoon. Again, my name is Julio Gonzalez. I'm the director of the Middle College High School program at Moreno Valley College. And I actually been at Moreno Valley College for 4 years. Before that, I used to work at UC Riverside for 6 years. And my experience has always been in education. Before I start my presentation, I want to talk about a little bit about the benefits of an education. I grew up in the Central Valley by Fresno, around that farming community, and I lived in a community of farm workers. My parents had an education of a third grader, and even though they didn't know this system of education at the U.S., or they'd never been to college, never had that experience, they knew that through college you can have more opportunities. Now, I worked cutting grass. I worked for a construction crew. I worked in many different jobs. I worked in the farms, driving tractors, hoeing weeds, a lot of jobs during the summer while I was in high school, and even when I was in college. And as I was going through college, completing my degree, and going on to my master's, the jobs that I was applying to were paying more, better conditions. I had more options. Every job in society is important. Imagine a society with only doctors and lawyers, it would crumble. Every single job is important. So the question that you need to ask yourself is, what do you want to do? They say find something that you really enjoy, find a career that you really enjoy, and you'll never work a day of your life because you enjoy it. Imagine this crazy concept. I stand here today speaking to you about something that I'm familiar with, something that I'm an expert in. And I'm getting paid to do this. I worked harder when I was 16 years old, hoeing weeds, getting paid $4.25 in 105 weather, just drenched in sweat and dirt. I worked harder then than I do now. And one of the most significant difference between then and now, aside from, less hair and being older and a little more chunkier, is that I have my education. And because of that education, I have more options. My income potential, very important, ceiling of how much I can make, with every degree, it goes up higher. And I say potential because nothing's guaranteed. My first job graduating out of UC Riverside was working for their gardening department at UC Riverside because that was the first job I could get. But I only did it for a couple months, and then I went on to other things. So it's potential. And the question that you need to ask yourself is, what is it that you want to do? Because that career, that job will dictate how you dress, where you live, what you drive, what your kids are going to have. So it's all for your benefit. Me going to college, me completing my degrees, I had a lot of support, a lot of help from teachers, counselors. I don't have to pay them back. That money's for me and my family. So that's what it's going to be for you. So another question, when do you start preparing for college? Right now. You can't change what you did last week, last year, or when you're in elementary, even though every year is important, every day is important. But you start preparing for college right now. How many of you guys are seniors? Most of you. Juniors? None. Sophomores? Freshmen? Couple. Wow, freshmen. You have a little more time. But again, you start preparing for right now. How many of you guys are applying to 4 universities? Couple? Okay. No, and you'll probably know this already, but realize that when you graduate from high school, you have 4 options in life. You can go to work, you can go to college, you can get a job, or you can stay home and wait. I'm sorry. Let me backtrack. It's work, military, college, or stay home and do nothing, which I don't think it's an option for your parents. So you have 3 options in life. Right now, as seniors, if you want, even if you're not planning to go into a 4-year university, if you want a career that requires a 4-year university, you can start it off at a community college. You have Moreno Valley College that is across the street from here. You have Mount San Jacinto College. You have Riverside. You have Norco. You have a lot of colleges. They have different programs. If you want a short career, if you want to be a mechanic, if you want to learn how to fix computers, if you want to be a dental assistant, a nurse, there's a lot of short careers that are 1 year, 2 years. You can do it at community college, any community college, depending on the programs that they have. If you want to do an associate's, it's a 60-unit degree. There's a lot of different fields: biology, chemistry, business, engineering. There's a lot of different careers. If you want to get a 4-year degree, you can start off at a community college and completing a transfer program, which is 60 units, where you transfer to the 4-year university as a junior. 2 years later, you get your bachelor's. So a community college is a great resource. Unfortunately, we are with our challenges. Budget cuts have hurt us and have hurt the access to these community colleges. And so anywhere you go, you will find that it's a little hard to get classes. Don't give up. Be persistent. Every single student that applies into a community college at first may not even enroll into a class. But if you go the first day of class, your chances of getting in are pretty good. What I tell students, because this is unfortunately the way things are right now in a lot of community colleges, that if you can't get a class, you register online. If you can't register for a class because they're full, you make a list of all the classes on day 1 when they start, and you show up to different classes, and you'll get a class. A lot of students, that's how they start off. As you accumulate the units, your registration date goes a lot faster, a lot sooner, and you're able to get more classes as you accumulate your units. So it is harder. Every class that you get, you better be successful, because to get it again, it's going to be tough, but you don't want to waste your time. For Moreno Valley College, all the information is online. When you go to nbc.edu, there's a section here, and you click on Apply to College. It gives you a step-by-step. It's really hard to see. So, again, nbc.edu is the website, MorenoValleyCollege.edu. And in that link, it gives you the 10 steps to become a student and start taking classes. The first one is you apply. There's a link within that within the website that will take you where to apply. And you apply through ccapply.edu. After you apply, you need to apply for financial aid. Regardless of where you go, if it's a 4-year university, if it's a community college, if it's a private school, you need to apply for financial aid. The deadline for financial aid should be March the 2nd for all of you guys. March 2nd is the deadline for Cal grants, money from the state, free money. So apply for financial aid. You guys as seniors, again, you have until March the 2nd of next year to apply. And every year you have to reapply before March the 2nd. So make sure that you listen to announcements, because I know your school will have workshops or information on how to apply for financial aid. And you apply to financial aid through the FAFSA, which is a free application. There's a company that's called the FAFSA.com. It's a company that will charge you to fill out the FAFSA, which is a free application. So be careful of that. You should not be paying to fill out that free application. And anywhere you go in California, in the U.S., that's the application that is used. You mail your transcripts. Part of the requirement for you to get financial aid is that you need your high school diploma or GED. So when you mail your transcripts to the school, they were verified that you met that requirement. In addition to that, some of you might have taken an AP class and passed the AP exam. That will be on your transcript, and you can get college units for that. Next step is that you do an assessment. An assessment will assess your math, your English writing, and your English reading. These tests are very, very important. It's important that you do the best you can in these tests. Again, in here, under assessment, there's a link that takes you to assessment. But assessment, and there's also within the webpage, the assessment webpage, it gives you practice samples. You need to practice for this test, because if you don't do well on this test, if you don't take this test seriously, it's going to place you at a lower level than what you need to be at, and potentially put you in remedial courses and take a longer more time for you to receive your degree. There's reading 81, 82, 83 that are remedial courses. If you're placed into that, those classes don't count for a degree. There's English 60A, 60B, English 50. They don't count for a degree. And then there's Math 65, Math 52, Math 53. These are remedial classes. They don't count for anything. But if you're placed in that, you have to do them in order for you to get to the college level work. So assessment, and again, everything's online. Another the effects of budget cuts. We can't print out information because it costs too much money. We don't have that money. So everything's online. And everything's online for all universities. So that is a benefit, because you can look up any universities in the city of San Diego, in the city of LA, in the city of New York. You can look up all that information. So there's benefits to that. But the assessment, very important. You will also do an orientation online where it introduces the college and it gives you a list of things that you should be aware of the college. And then you need to make an appointment with a counselor. In high school, you have you have a counselor you can go to anytime during your breaks to ask any questions. At the college, you actually have to make an appointment. But you need to see a counselor so they can give you a list of the classes that you need to complete to transfer or get your degree or go into the career that you want to go into. You don't want to be at college without seeing a counselor and taking classes that may not count for anything. You're wasting your time. So see a counselor, extremely important. And if things change, your interests change or your goals change, see a counselor. Then they can work out your list of things that you have to do to accommodate that new goal and objective. Once you met with the counselor, did the orientation, then you're given a day to register. And on the day that you register, you just go online, register to the classes that are open. Our college is very small, Moreno Valley College. We're very young. We were accredited as a college before. It used to be a campus from Riverside Community College. Now it's a college within Riverside Community College District. So our college is very small. We have 7,000 students, a little over 7,000. That's a little more than twice as much as your school. So our college is small, and we offer a lot less than Riverside City College. Know that if you're a student within our college, you can also take classes at Riverside or Norco. And I throw out Norco because Norco has some special programs that Riverside or our college may not have that you may be interested in, such as, I think, engineering or architect and some other career technical programs. So when you register for classes, know that you won't have a lot of options. You won't get the best schedule that will work with you. You'll have to be flexible. Maybe take a class at Riverside, maybe take a class at Norco, or take them all here, depending on what the availability is. But you need to be flexible. And it's as the economy gets better, more classes are offered, things will be a lot better for you. But there's still a lot of good programs. Well, there's a lot of good programs. It's just taking a little longer for students. And this is the reality. This is the reality because of budget cuts. Because unfortunately, the economy hasn't gone well. And as you can see within our community, in the last 4 years, a lot of people, good people, lost their homes, lost their jobs, their careers. A lot of good people. So it's something we're experiencing the second worst thing than the Great Depression that happened over 100 years ago, about 100 years ago. So know that, we're in very crazy times. When you graduate from high school, most of you will be 18, so you're adults. But when you go on to a four-year university, when you go on to a community college, you are expected to be responsible for your education. And what I mean by that is that here, things will be explained to you. Here, they'll provide you with the resources, give them to you. In college, there's a lot of assistance, there's a lot of support, but you need to seek it out. No one's going to tell you, hey, go fill out your financial aid. It's almost March the 2nd. You have to do it yourself. If you're failing a class, no one's going to tell you, hey, we have a tutoring center here. Why don't you go? Let me take you there. You have to figure it out. There's a handbook. And again, this is online. All you have to do is under search, put handbook, student handbook. That has a lot of good information. It has a section that talks about your rights and responsibilities. Your rights and responsibilities. And it's your responsibility to read all of this information. There is a catalog. Catalog is basically the contract that while you're in school and you don't stop going to school at that college, that you abide or the rules abide by that catalog. And in that catalog, it will provide the courses that you need to transfer or earn a degree. But you have to read that information. It also talks about how do you read a class schedule. If you look at a class schedule right now from our college, it might as well be a foreign language because of the way it's introduced. This explains how you read that schedule. Resources, it has a page of the resources. There's counseling, disabled student services, EOPS. There's student activities, student employment, financial aid. All the resources are in this catalog. Again, you can get it online. It also has a list of important dates. If you walk into the campus because you forgot that you were supposed to pay your fees, your class fees, and you're coming the next day and you tell them, oh, you know what, I forgot my fees. I didn't have money at that point. I have money now, so can I pay for those classes? They won't let you. You have to abide by the deadlines. Very important, deadlines. If you want to apply, if you want to transfer to a UC or a CSU and you miss the deadline, there's nothing you can do. So deadlines are very important, and it's your responsibility to know when those deadlines are. Financial aid is another one that has a lot of deadlines. And if you go under financial aid within this webpage, it's a link within here. It also has another couple books of information that you should be aware of regarding financial aid. And there is so much information that it's impossible for our understaffed department to sit down and explain all of that information to you. So you are expected. It is your responsibility to read all of that information. Community colleges are a great resource, and as the economy becomes better, there will be more opportunities in community colleges, more accessibility. But no, that you are responsible for your education and that you need to start looking into it right now, today. Scholarships, there's scholarships from this point on until you graduate with different dates, different requirements. You need money. Financial aid application, same thing. You have to take charge of your life, because at the end of the day, just like me, you're the one that's benefiting from those sacrifices, that hard work. I get to go home to my wife and 3 kids, and I'm able to provide for them. So you have to think about, you have to look at it in that way and think about, what kind of life do you want? What do you want to offer your future family and even your current family? Because I know that in 10, 15 years from now, I'm going to be helping my dad and my mom. Because unfortunately, they worked really hard, weren't able to save. They live month to month, and there's going to be a point where they can't afford to live by themselves. So I will take care of them. And you want to be in a position where if you need to do that, you can do that for your family. Any questions? So thank you very much. Have a good day. I believe you have like less than a minute before the bell rings. Thank you.